Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining from today. My name's Danielle, and today I want to talk about working with earth as an element, and later on in this video I do want to include a meditation that you can do anywhere to start working with the element of earth, regardless of what season it is, regardless of where you live or what access to the outdoors that you have. I remember when I first started working with the elements in a meaningful way, not just as a theoretical background, but as how can I embody the teachings of these elements? I was very resistant to working with earth because earth, in the fact that it influences our material circumstances, our structure, and our longer term outcomes, it is an element that requires accountability. And not saying the others don't, but water, air, and fire are much more fluid, much more transient. They're quicker in their movement. Earth, not so much. Earth is something you build on. And today I was on a drive home and I was reflecting on preparing the earth to plant a garden. Because the seed, whatever seed it is, where you plant it will impact how well it grows. And sometimes we're lucky. Sometimes we have beautiful, dark, rich soil right in our backyard. Sometimes we need to add to that soil and prepare it, till it, break up the, clay, the clumps of clay that might be in there. Add in organic matter to decompose, to allow for nutrients that allow for growth. If we've been planting in the same garden for years, every season is a new season of maintenance, and that's where crop rotation comes in as a permaculture strategy, as a farming strategy, because different plants require different nutrients, and so when you rotate them, you allow the soil to exist in a more natural way, or you can plant things together to bring this about, like the three sisters in the Great Plains, the way that squash, corn, and beans, when planted together, coexist and support one another in their growth. And every seed that we're planting is an intention. Every intention we have is a seed. Earth, this element, to work with it, really calls us to pay attention to, okay, you have these intentions. What soil are you planting them in? How are you preparing your physical 3D reality for these intentions to grow? How are you preparing your body? How are you preparing your space? How are you preparing your habits? What is the structure that this intention is growing off of? And if you're someone who's been struggling with manifestation, for many of us, there is this portion of manifestation that actually forces us to prepare ourselves to be able to actually grow this intention. And in my business, it's something I have felt so strongly and on such a deep, deep level. Because it matters. It matters for us to be able to grow in a way that is sustainable and long-lasting. And earth is an excellent and willing teacher in this way as an element. For those who are listening to this, who are feeling like they are resonating deeply with this lesson of earth, I do encourage you to head over to my website, vibrantsystems.ca. I have a video course that you can access to work more with all 4 elements at your own pace. And working with earth, especially even in just the creation of the course, I have been working with the 4 elements as a modality for probably at least 2 years, a year and a half now. And these lessons, or what we can learn each time we return to working with an element, there's always something new, something to return to and integrate in a new way. So purchasing this course, it's gonna give you lifetime access to these lessons, to video content and meditations, and a guidebook with reflections. And it's something that you can go back and access over time. So if you're finding that this lesson of earth about the needing to prepare oneself for, say, a manifestation or an intention to grow in a way that's sustainable and flourishing, I highly recommend you check out Elements of Self on vibrantsystems.ca. Because we start with earth and then we move through water, air, and fire to really bring those intentions into being in such an authentic and grounded way. Now, I would like to do a meditation with you today, actually, about preparing the soil for planting, preparing ourselves to let our intentions take root and grow. Because even in nature, this process, this preparation, this dying of old things so that they can turn into nutrients over a long winter, that is the process of letting things grow in spring, because it's all about cycles. And so in this meditation that I want to share with you, this is an opportunity to recognize the parts of ourselves that maybe aren't serving our growth anymore and letting them fall. Just like the trees are letting the leaves fall. And those leaves, not only are they acting as a habitat for important insects and critters in the natural world, but they're also breaking down, and their nutrients is a big part of the new life that we're going to see in another 6 months. I am going to prepare my space so that we are without interruptions for the meditation. I will see you in a minute. All right. Thank you to those who are choosing to stay for the meditation. I did have to remove my cat, Leo, from the room because he would not help a nice calm space. So that was where the break came from. I invite you, if you're here with me now, to find a seat, lie down somewhere, get comfortable. If you are called to sit in a way that allows your spine to be straight, many people find that helps them integrate the visualizations of the meditation on a deeper level, but you don't have to. So whatever position is really calling to you in this moment, I invite you to take that position now. Let's start by taking some deep, cleansing, grounding breaths. So at this moment, I invite you to breathe in deeply through your nose and exhale through your mouth, releasing it all. All the tension you might be holding, all the doubts, all the thoughts. Breathe in again. And when you breathe out, try to lengthen your exhale. One more time. If you haven't yet closed your eyes, I invite you to do that now or soften your gaze. Continue breathing in a way that feels natural and easeful for you. And I want you, or invite you, to bring your awareness to your body now. Where do you feel your body connect with the floor or surface beneath you? Where do you feel that pressure of maybe your hands resting in your lap? Now bring your awareness to your toes and your feet, and without judgment, just notice how they feel. Is there tension, gripping, tightness? And with this awareness, what do you notice start to happen? There is a lot of power in noticing the state of our body, and to notice without judgment of whether it's right or wrong in its current state brings in a greater depth of flow and release. So I invite you now to bring your awareness up your calves and your thighs, continuing to breathe as you feel in to your body at this time. When you are ready, bring your awareness to your hips, the bowl of your pelvis, your lower abdomen, your low back. Many of us hold tension in this region of our body. And as we begin to deepen our breaths into our low belly, we can notice that maybe some of this tension is beginning to loosen. It might not be gone, but is it existing in a slightly different way? I invite you now to continue raising your awareness up your body to your torso, your abdomen, your diaphragm, to your mid-back. If you're sitting up, maybe you notice yourself straightening with this awareness. Maybe you don't. However you're existing in your body right now, it is neither right nor wrong. It is just what it is. And your response, your body's adjustment to the awareness you are bringing, is also a natural response, a neutral response. Now, as we continue to breathe, bring your awareness to your chest, your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Sometimes tension collects in our upper back and shoulders when we feel like we've been carrying a lot of burdens or responsibilities. And while responsibility is a part of life, we do not necessarily need to hold on to these burdens in every moment. And if this is a message you are resonating with, I invite you to explore what it might be like to set those burdens down for this meditation. I invite you now to kind of jump your awareness to your fingertips and your hands. And if this makes you feel like they want to move, again, any response is a neutral response. There is no right or wrong. And meditation is not just simply sitting still. As we work with the element of earth, often we might think of her as stationary or stagnant, and this is never the case. The movements of earth are subtle. They might be stretched out over longer periods of time, but she too is constantly in motion and in flux. And if you are someone who finds freedom in embodying movement, know that that is a natural state of existence as well. And we will all embody this movement in different ways for each of us. And like nature herself, there is no wrong way to show our authenticity, our truest embodiment of self. The differences that exist between each of us are the differences that make our world strong and vibrant and alive. Bring your awareness now up your arms, your forearms, to your elbows, to your biceps and your triceps. And eventually our awareness will meet back at our shoulders. Have you noticed yet any changes in how your body is existing as you bring this gentle, neutral awareness to it, as you observe it without judgment? I invite you now to bring your awareness to your neck, to the base of your skull and your jaw. Continue to breathe as you raise your awareness up your face to your cheekbones, around your nose and your eyes, over your forehead, and eventually cascade your attention down your scalp. so many ways, our bodies are our home. And each home will come with its uniqueness and its own challenges. But it is also influenced by how we relate to it, how we take care of it. Just like every garden will exist in its own environment and climate, learning to work with the home, the garden we are given, is how we can find abundance anywhere. But this too requires a release of expecting the kind of abundance that will emerge. If you notice yourself releasing any sounds or any movements rising up, just allow yourself to exist in this sacred space within and between yourself. In this journey of noticing, I invite you now to consider what was asking to be released. What experiences or sensations are ready to be transmuted into nutrients for something new. It can be very difficult to let go of pieces of ourselves or habits that feel like they are a part of us. But as beautiful as the flowers are in the summer, or as the leaves are in the autumn, Mother Earth knows that their death, their decomposition, is a big part of what allows the next cycle of growth. And it is safe to honor the beauty and the service and the abundance of the parts of ourselves from this past season, and let them release and be transmuted into something new. And that something new, maybe it will look very similar, maybe it will look entirely different. Both are natural parts of the cycles we live in. So I invite you now to feel into and breathe into this energy of release. Imagine now that your body is soil. It is earth. After all, we are made of all the same elements as the earth. What does the soil of your body feel like right now? If you are a garden bed, how would you describe, what do you notice about the soil you hold? And as the parts of yourself decompose and the nutrients releases, notice how the soil of your body becomes richer and more able to support, more ready to support the growth of new seeds and new intentions. Allowing the release of these nutrients back into our body so that they can support the creative energy behind the intentions we are preparing to plant. What seeds are you called to plant right now? Understanding that planting a seed does not mean we see the flourishing oak tree right away. Planting the seed means committing to its growth, and it's providing that seed the nutrients and the water and the warmth it needs to grow over time. What seeds are you being called to plant now? I invite you to bring your hands to your heart as if you are covering that seed with dark, rich soil and an intent to love and care for that intention as we move forward beyond this meditation and into our days. You may have an affirmation that's coming to mind, and if so, I invite you to repeat that affirmation. If not, you can repeat after me. I am committed to watering my intention with love. I am committed to watering my intention with love. I am committed to watering this intention with love. And love, as we work with the element of earth, is a reminder that our actions do matter, and that a seed, especially as it begins to first take root and first sprout, is very fragile. It can easily be exposed to too much sun. It can easily become waterlogged, or the soil might dry out. And as our intention begins to sprout, this love that we are committing to towards ourselves is a reminder to observe the conditions that seed is sprouting in, and to take action to ensure that that seed is supported in its growth. This may look like sheltering it a little bit. It may look like watering it. It may look like giving yourself grace and space to allow this seed to grow and to sprout and to become resilient to the world around you. There is an entire life cycle of growth behind the intention you planted. And to be committed to that intention is to be responsive to what it needs in a given moment or period of time. I invite you now to open your eyes if you haven't already. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring your conscious awareness back to your space. Thank you for joining me in today's meditation. And I am so excited for you and for the intention you're planting and caring for, because I know it is a meaningful one and it is a needed one. Probably not just for you, but even if it is just for you, that is such a beautiful thing, and every garden deserves to be cared for. My name's Danielle. With my company, Vibrant Systems, my mission is to help people deepen their connection to self, to others, and to the environment. And one of the ways we can cultivate this connection is by creating space for conscious connection to ourselves, such as meditation. So if you joined me today, thank you for taking that step and joining me on this journey. If you would like to deepen this journey of connection, you can access my video course, Elements of Self, on my website, vibrantsystems.ca, and it will take you through a journey of connecting in this way to each of the 4 elements in a way that honors your authentic representation and your diverse needs and uniqueness. So check that out if you're called. Let's make your story a vibrant one.